Okay, so welcome everyone. The topic that we are going to talk about today is called the pin bar trading strategy. I have found that this is a really simple setup to identify. I use it all the time. It works out really well. So it's a high probability trade setup. It's a reversal pattern. So it's really nice, especially if you're looking for it at support and resistance areas. It plays out really well. So let's dive into it. Just a quick disclaimer, actually, before we get into this, that this is for educational purposes only. If you have questions about your own individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. So this is what we call pin bars. Pin bars have this type of a shape. It's a single candlestick pattern. So this one here is a bullish pin bar. This is a bearish pin bar. And this is just a quick overview. We'll dive deeper into what these candlesticks mean in just a second here. So pin bar is a reversal candlestick pattern. It's a single candlestick reversal pattern. And generally what we are looking for in pin bar is a long wick up top, big long tail, and a very, very short body. So this here is a bearish pin bar because it closes out black or red. If you use the red and green charts, this body will look like a red candlestick close. And this is a bullish pin bar. So you have a long body a long tail in the bottom and a very small body on top. And this will, if you're using red and green charts, this will be a green body. So basically the price pushes all the way up and closes in the positive. The tail usually is about 2 to 3 times the size of the body. So you want to make sure that it does have a long tail. And that's the very important thing about a pin bar, a long tail, which represents that the price is rejecting at that level and that we are likely to see the price move in the opposite direction of the wick right over here. So here in terms of looking at individual bars here, we have, this is the tail that we just talked about. So it's also called the wick. So whichever way you want to call it, it's the same thing. So a long tail or a wick, and then you have a small body. In this case, the price started here and closed up here. So this gives us a bullish pin bar. And then this one is a bearish pin bar. So you have a long tail up top in a bearish pin bar and a small body at the bottom. And this will be your red candle or the black candle if you have black candles. So a little bit more detail about the bullish pin bar here again. So at one point, this candle would have looked very, very red. And I generally like to trade these from a 1 hour time frame. You can trade them from any time frame, but just know that when you're trading this from a higher time frame, the number of pips that you would have in a trade are going to be more than if you trade it on a 5-minute chart. You can trade it on a 5-minute chart, but just know that your targets are going to be much smaller compared to a 1 hour, 4 hour, or a daily chart. So here we have a bullish pin bar. So in this case, at one point, the candle looked really, really red, but then buyers stepped in and pushed this candle all the way up. So the price got pushed up all the way to the top. So this is where the price opened. At one point, it was really, really red, looked really bearish, and then buyers stepped in and pushed it all the way up so that it closed up here. So this is how we get this rejection. So this long tail shows rejection. Price was trying to push lower, but then buyers stepped in and pushed the price higher. So when buyers step in at key support and resistance level, generally that means that price may go in the opposite direction, and especially when you have this long tail like this. So think of this as a force coming in and pushing the price down, and then on the other hand you have somebody else pushing it from the other side, and they actually manage to close higher. So it's like a tug of war. So when one party moves into the other one's area, that means the game is over. And this is exactly what we see here. Buyers stepped in, pushed it all the way to close higher, and that gives it a very, very bullish bias for this. That means price will now start going higher. And in terms of the bullish pin bar, we tend to see that at the bottom of a trend. So for example, let me grab my pen here. So what you'll generally notice is price will be coming down here like this, and then you get one of these candles. And then generally you may see a pullback, and then price will start going higher. So this is what you're looking for. It will be a trend to the downside. So price will be moving down nicely like this, and then you see a big pin bar over here, and then price will start moving higher. So this is the general market characteristics that you will see around the pin bars. So they're always, the bullish pin bars are formed at the bottom of the trend. And here's our bearish pin bars. In terms of the bearish pin bar, we have a long tail to the upside. So price at one point was pushing up higher. So this candle looked very, very green and very bullish at one point, but then it came to a key support and resistance area. Sellers stepped in and pushed the price all the way down here. So in this case, price opened here. At one point, it was looking very, very bullish, and then sellers came in and price closed at the bottom here. So it looked bearish. It closed in a very bearish way. So bearish pin bars are generally found at the top of an uptrend. So you'll have price going like this, and then buyers will try to push the price higher still, but then they get rejected. Price gets rejected. We get a pin bar here, and then price will slowly start to come back lower. So this is what the general market looks like when you have a pin bar. So let's draw it out here. So you'll have price moving up higher like this. You get a pin bar right here, and then price will start to move lower. So this is our normal market. So if you like pictures, this is what it looks like in terms of the pictures. And we'll take a look at the charts to really see what it looks like on the chart. But this is what you're looking for on your charts.